back. It's still Thursday, November 19th, 2015. This is still your morning edition on I-24 News. And I'm still Yael Levy. Last I checked, thank you for staying with us. Now, lots going on in the world. But after Charlie Sheen confirmed in this week that he is HIV positive, bringing an end to days of intense media speculation, the controversial Sheen, notorious for his wild personal life, came clean to Matt Lauer on the Today Show, NBC's Today Show, saying he was diagnosed about 4 years ago and had to pay millions in extortion fee to keep his secret safe. He referred to himself as a hero for this confession. A lot has changed as far as the stigmatization of HIV/AIDS since Rock Hudson, more than 20 years ago, became the first major celebrity to reveal he's living with the disease. And of course, medical progress has grown leaps and bounds, improving the quality of life as well as life expectancy for patients. I'm joined in studio by, first of all, Channel 10 culture editor Chen Lieberman. Good morning to you.
Good morning, yeah.
Before we discuss this story that is making as many headlines almost as
Paris attacks.
Yes, the Paris attacks. Let's take a look at the following report, break it down from there.
I'm here to admit that I am, in fact, HIV positive.
It's a secret Charlie Sheen has tried to keep for 4 years. Now, in an interview with NBC's Today Show, the 50-year-old actor admits he doesn't know how he contracted HIV.
Told every one of your sexual partners before you had a sexual encounter that you were HIV positive.
Yes, I have.
Once known as a Hollywood bad boy, Sheen didn't keep his party life secret.
When you see how I party, man, it was epic.
And admitted in this 2020 interview in 2011 that he loved the company of prostitutes and porn stars.
They're the best at what they do, and I'm the best at what I do, and together it's like, it's on.
Oh, man, she's not wearing any underwear.
Once the highest paid actor on television, Sheen says his exit from 2.5 Men and the public meltdown that followed wasn't tied to his diagnosis. He claims people in his inner circle who knew he had HIV had started shaking him down for money. And this announcement comes one day before the National Enquirer was going to make the story public.
The National Enquirer understands that many women have claimed that Charlie Sheen exposed them to HIV. Many of those women have sought legal counsel.
Representatives for Charlie Sheen's ex-wives Denise Richards and Brooke Mueller say the women and their children confirm they are not HIV positive. Sheen says his partying days are over and he now has a responsibility to help others.
Let's go first to Dr. Tzvi Benford, who joins us via Skype. Dr. Benford, I'm sorry, on the phone. Thank you for joining us this morning. You are from the Center for Tropical Diseases and AIDS at Ben Gurion University. To begin with, let's just focus on AIDS, HIV in 2015. How dangerous is it? How many years a person can live with it? Where does the disease stand when it comes to medical research on it?
So the answer is a very clear one. We have basically a dramatic, continuous improvement in the general situation, namely that AIDS, HIV is a disease that one can live with, and fortunately enough, even in developing countries, the number of people that get the treatment that makes that possible is in a continuous growth. So these are very, very positive information and prospects. There are obviously still problems, but that's, I would say, the main message.
That people can live with it. How contagious is it in terms of the the contagious part of the disease, so to speak? Still the same way, through sexual intercourse, I'm assuming, or needles, yeah, or the way it was. But years of living, and I think that's important for everybody to hear because the stigma still exists. One can live how many years with the disease?
You know, this is still an unclear issue. Is it really the same longevity or same life expectancy as normal people? But if anything, it is close. So even if it is not the same, then it is not very far from it. These are again extremely good news about the whole situation.
I'm hoping for the women Charlie Sheen knew. I want to thank you, Dr. Bentovich, for joining us this morning. I think the crux of this matter will lie on Chen Lieberman to explain. Yes, Chen Lieberman, who is I-24 News contributor but Channel 10's culture editor in Israel. Charlie Sheen, first of all, let's phrase this. I want to wrap this in because first one can live with the disease, et cetera, but he did not, out of his own volition, offer this exclusive to NBC. He came out with this because this was going to come out on its own, right?
Exactly. He tried to hide it for 4 years, and he was extorted, and he paid millions of dollars to people because he was still trying to hide it. And after rumors that there's a Hollywood actor who slept with dozens of actresses.
I think it was tens of thousands?
Tens of thousands,
yeah. Okay, you can go that
with
way.
dozens of actresses, and gave them HIV. He decided that he has to go on air and say, I'm the actor with HIV, to stop the extortion because he couldn't keep on paying these millions of dollars. But the fact that he tried to hide it for 4 years, after we heard from Dr. Bentovich that you can live with it, you can live with the virus, the fact that Charlie Sheen, who is so notorious, came out and said after 4 years, I have HIV, I think that he's doing more damage to the reputation of HIV than HIV is damaging Charlie Sheen's reputation.
Very true.
You see where I'm going?
I see where you're going with this because
it's just like the 80s. It's just like the 80s when people were ashamed of it back then. It's like taking us back 3 decades.
So it's the fact that he's ashamed of it, and it's also his lifestyle, his really crazy lifestyle. Suddenly, he's bringing back that stigma that if you have this...
that you have promiscuous sex,
exactly.
If you have HIV, that you use a lot of drugs, if you have HIV, et cetera, et cetera. But speaking of the 80s, and very good point, because he is, I mean, how many celebrities came out? I remember Rock Hudson. Not that many. I remember Rock Hudson because it was huge in the 80s.
And Rock Hudson didn't really come out. Rock Hudson tried to hide it, and people saw that his condition is getting worse and worse. And I saw some news reports from that time, wondering whether he has cancer or AIDS.
Exactly.
And there's a really interesting story. He was friends with the Reagans, okay?
Yeah.
So he was in Paris. He had to take care of himself. He wanted to get treatment in a Paris hospital, in a French hospital. He couldn't because he's not a citizen. He asked for the help of the Reagans, and they told him no. Because they were the ones contributing to the stigma, to the bad negative stigma.
And at the time, not only that, I think when we discussed the 80s, back then when Rock Hudson, when it was revealed and he was on an episode of Dallas or something like that, there were headlines all over the United States because he kissed an actress there. Oh my God, now she's got HIV. That's how backwards and ignorant people are.
Right.
But when we're looking at where we're standing today, Charlie Sheen coming out. How many women are we speaking about that we know?
One of the reports claiming 5,000 women that he had sex with. Now he claims in this interview.
I'm gonna have to say it. Tiger blood. That's just tiger blood. Yeah.
No, that's the thing. He had this meltdown 4
exactly.
years ago.
Here's the meltdown.
Here's
a little bit of the meltdown
when he was fired
yeah.
from 2 Men and a Half, and that's the time that he was diagnosed. Now he didn't do that connection. He said 4 years ago I was diagnosed, and if you look at the map, you see that 4 years ago that was the time of the exactly. Yeah. So you wonder really what was he going through this whole time. It seems like it was at the same time when he was going through this meltdown. So you can't not feel a little bit sorry for this guy. Now he claims in this interview with Matt Lauer that Matt Lauer is asking him, did you knowingly or not knowingly give HIV to anyone else since you were diagnosed? Absolutely not. That's his answer. And then Matt Lauer is asking him, did you have unprotected sex with women after being diagnosed? Yes, but with 2 women, and they were taken care by his doctors. So one of the reasons he gave this interview is also for the legal battle that he might be in now.
That he might. I mean, we're foreseeing most likely. I don't know. I'm theorizing here. Thousands of civil lawsuits, in the United States.
For now, you have 6 women saying that they might file a lawsuit. So, and they still haven't.
And do we know if any of the women that he had intercourse with? I cannot believe I'm asking these questions. Do we know if any of these women have contracted HIV? None of that. That's.
We don't know that. So you have his ex. Brie Olson, one of his angels, if you remember back then in the meltdown, he was like, I have my angels.
Right.
He took pictures with all these porn stars. So she gave an interview to Inside Edition. He gave an interview to the Morning Edition. She gave an interview to the Evening Edition saying he's a monster. I didn't know he had HIV, and they were dating 4 years ago.
And we have her tweet. She says, here's Brie Olson's tree. Recorded
myself for half an hour being tested for HIV and getting the result. That's so embarrassing that she has to do that. I mean, why are you going on Twitter and doing that? And then she gave an interview saying that he played Russian roulette with all these women
But
that
he did.
were with.
I'm sorry.
He did.
I think AIDS is stigmatized. You can live with it, whatnot, but you don't. I mean, you need to give people a choice if they want to be present in a situation where they might contract HIV.
And now, you know, even though the stigma has changed, there are not that many stars who came forward and said, I have HIV. Freddie Mercury gave an official announcement 24 hours before he died.
Oh
the only one who changed the game a bit was Magic Johnson.
With Magic Johnson. That's very true. Okay, Chen, you're locked in studio with us with this incredible story, and I'm glad we got to speak intercourse. Ami Kaufman with the web review, the viral spiral. I don't know what to do with myself. Yes, that is the web review.
Nobody wants to talk intercourse with me? What's the matter? What? Come on.
Yeah, okay.
Viral is getting
Let's
a
talk
new...
sex.
I got tiger blood.
Yeah, I got tiger blood. Yes. And
Okay, Bernie Sanders. I always have to bring him in
speaking
somehow.
of tiger blood,
He joined. Yeah.
yeah. Okay,
He has
he's
joined. He makes me feel old now because he just joined Snapchat.
No.
And I'm not. I barely know what Snapchat is.
I don't know what that is.
And I just want to show you how he notified everybody on Twitter that he's joining Snapchat. And look what he wrote. Let's just see that tweet that he is.
Okay.
What is this snapshot thing? And why do I only get 10 seconds? It's just like.
This is like my mother on Snapchat.
Yeah.
It is.
It's like he's totally channeling the Larry David impression of him onto
completely.
Twitter.
What is
when
the
he's like,
snapshot, and why do I only get 10 seconds?
Because you know it's that medium where I don't know if everybody know, all
I
of our
gotta
viewers know,
love
where
it. I know.
the messages disappear after 10 seconds.
Exactly.
They're totally erased.
Exactly. Oh my God, I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
And-
fantastic. Here's a story that is going viral. At least it was very viral on my social media feed, which I think kind of says a bit about myself. And I don't know if maybe you've seen it. This is a story from Leeds. There's a lot of rain in Leeds, and let's take a look at this. Leeds, a pub garden was flooded, but the men went for a pint anyway. Look at these.
Nice.
These are heroes in my opinion.
Bravo, bravo.
Listen,
Not
one of
very
the guys-
few. Nice.
The manager said the water came in pretty quickly and pretty heavily, and once we asked Steve, the pub's owner, drove off to get some sandbags. I stood and shouted at the water, but it didn't seem to do much, and I said, let's go get a pint anyway. So that's with
so
his
actually,
buddy.
the pint he drank
Marry
after
me.
he stood and shouted at the water?
Yes, he stood and shouted at the water, said, didn't work. Let's go get a drink.
I thought he was already drunk.
Gonna have a
Nice.
drink.
Yeah. The heck with that.
I'm in love.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
That's a man. That is a man. Yes. Okay.
Everybody on my feed was sharing that one.
Yes.
Okay, this video is totally going viral, and I think you'll understand when you see it. It's from, there was that G20 summit in Antalya, and there was this moment when President Barack Obama and President Vladimir Putin were kind of sitting and talking together. But the RT cameras captured this guy who apparently is a spy. Look at this guy, trying to eavesdrop on him. Look at that. He's just like moving backwards with his back.
Yes.
And RT, of course, is playing the Pink Panther music in the background.
And what's with the bag?
Look at that! Look at that! Look how
Yeah,
he looks.
he goes back. He's
trying to get closer. Trying to get closer.
Yeah.
Will he get? Is he gonna get close enough to hear?
Putin, nice.
Oh!
That's okay.
Somebody might have seen him.
Where's the security? No, I'm just here. It's me with my man bag. I'm not doing
Look at
anything.
that bag, by the way. It's just so bizarre bag. And like,
It's a very bad.
and the
That's what we
top-
call a man bag.
Look how he.
Yes.
I could look at this for hours.
I'm gonna
This
go
guy-
back. Yeah. I just wonder, where's the FBI guy? Yeah, there's the FBI guy in the back. I'm like, who's that weird? Who's the weird dude?
He got so close, but he did get close.
He did. That's really creepy.
Two of the most powerful men in the world. He had a chance there with his phone to get like a really quick
to get
photograph, and he didn't do it.
A photograph? I know, but somebody did bring it. Look, he's going back. I'm
Who's
just
the
gonna.
cameraman? I mean,
I think
because
it's
no,
an
but I
RT
love the-
camera.
he decided to
trying-
focus on this
Yeah,
guy.
Yeah, but in trying to be, like unnoticed, but doing this
yeah.
is not really working. Yes.
And holding
Okay.
the bag like.
Yeah, the man bag. I want to buy my husband one of those. Yes. And
Here's something that I want. I don't know. Do your kids play with Lego? Are they Lego fanatics yet?
Of
Okay, you're
course.
going to love this one because Lego has created anti-Lego slippers. Any parent will know.
Yes!
Any parent will know. Wow. One of the most painful things in the world is stepping on a Lego. It is. I don't know how many curses have come out of my mouth because of this.
Yes.
Look at that picture. That is.
That's so painful.
That hurts
It's-
watching, looking
you
at
have
that
no
picture.
idea. I know. Yeah, it's so painful.
So this is a Lego that it's only going to be.
Genius.
It's only going to be in France, by the way. It's been produced in a limited run of 1,500 pieces.
Only in France?
And it'll be distributed randomly to people who fill out Christmas wish lists on the Lego's French website. So
That's
But you can also get regular slippers, and they'll do the same.
true.
I don't know. I don't know.
But
These
it's
Legos,
good. The
they
Lego
look really
slippers-
thick. Like
thick.
on the,
There are slippers
have
and
these
slippers.
slippers.
You don't understand really how painful. It's just it's traumatic. Yes, and
the word of the year. Oxford, the dictionary comes out every year
Yes,
with the
oh,
word
good.
of the year, and this time is the first time that they have not chosen a word, but a pictograph. This is the emoji, one of the most famous. This is the most widely
Really?
used emoji, apparently. The emoji with the laughing and the tears on the
Really?
cheeks.
Wow. I would have used
Yeah.
the one with like the smile, the sad face and a gun to the head.
My
this
mom
is
keeps
the-
using it, but she doesn't understand that that's for laughing. She thinks it's for crying, so she
Really?
keeps using it.
Oh my God,
yeah.
she's sad?
But I
She's
think
Bernie Sanders.
Bernie-
No, your
my mom
mother
is Bernie Sanders. My mom
You
is
know,
Bernie Sanders.
30 seconds, guys, sad.
Yeah.
Okay, when we get back, this week in history, it was just as bloody. We'll take a closer look. First, the news.